Hey there! Here's 10 stories that prove art isn't just about pretty pictures. It's full of crime, scandal, science, and even dismembered mummies. Buckle up! The Ghent altarpiece has lived one of the rockiest lives in art. It was nearly destroyed by iconoclasts, plundered by Napoleon, and stolen repeatedly during World War II. And in 1934, thieves cut out the Just Judges panel, demanded ransom, and returned a different panel while keeping the main one. The Just Judges remain missing to this day. The case is still unsolved. Since we're in that topic, in 1911, former Louvre employee Vincenzo Peruggia wore a smock, took the Mona Lisa off the wall, and hid it under his coat. He walked right out, and the painting was missing for 2 years. He was caught only after trying to sell it to an Italian dealer. He claimed patriotism and served 7 months in jail. Even the world's most famous smile once disappeared. In 1914, British suffragette Mary Richardson marched into the National Gallery and slashed the Rokeby Venus with a meat cleaver. She said she was protesting the arrest of women's rights leader Emmeline Pankhurst and was tired of men ogling the painting. Her attack highlighted the clash between art, politics, and gender. Sometimes to make history, you have to swing a cleaver. Ever heard of mummy brown? In the 19th century, artists ground up ancient Egyptian mummies to make a rich brown pigment. Pre-Raphaelite painters loved it, until they learned its gruesome origin. Edward Burne-Jones, a painter that time buried his tube in the garden out of disgust. The color faded quickly, and thankfully, production ended when the mummy supply ran out. You'd think a collaboration between Andy Warhol and Jean-Michel Basquiat would be gold. In the mid-1980s, they showed their joint works, and critics tore them apart. The New York Times called Basquiat Warhol's mascot, and the art world lost interest. Basquiat was hurt enough to end the partnership. Even legends can fail spectacularly. Those ghostly handprints on cave walls? Recent analysis of finger lengths suggests that roughly 75% were made by women. So the earliest known art may have been created mostly by women, upending the old image of male hunters painting between mammoth hunts. Art history started with female hands. In medieval Europe, ultramarine pigment was made from lapis lazuli, mined in Afghanistan. It was so expensive that it cost more than gold. Artists reserved it for the most sacred subjects, often the Virgin Mary's robe. Some even cheated with cheaper blues to pocket the difference. The next time you see a medieval Madonna in brilliant blue, know it was literally bank-breaking. Caravaggio loved realism. He rejected idealized beauty and used people from the streets, including criminals and prostitutes, to model his saints and virgins. One time, he even used the corpse of a drowned prostitute as the Virgin Mary. His saints looked like they could start a bar fight. Critics were scandalized. The church? Let's just say that they weren't thrilled. But his gritty style changed painting forever. Van Gogh sold several works in exchange for necessities, but only one sale is well documented: the Red Vineyard, bought by artist Anna Boke. Legend insists he sold just one painting in his lifetime. And it's almost true. He traded art for food, but died impoverished and unknown. Today, his paintings sell for tens of millions. Timing is everything. Rembrandt's Night Watch is one of the world's most famous paintings, but the version you know is incomplete. In 1715, officials cut all 4 sides of the canvas to fit it into Amsterdam's town hall. Almost 2 feet were removed from the left, 9 inches from the top, few inches from the bottom and right, lopping off 3 figures and a bit of scud. The strips vanished and have never been found. To see what was lost, experts compared a smaller 17th century copy and, in 2021, used AI to recreate the missing edges. So when you admire the Night Watch, remember, you're not seeing the whole party. Someone literally cropped it for interior decoration.